Are you ready? The Kornelia Stephanie Show. Wake up to love, your call to action. Join Kornelia as she empowers others to live heaven on earth. Kornelia teaches listeners how to be the authority over yourself, embracing your inner guru. Feel yourself uplifted into limitless expansion, integrating ease and grace in a changing world. This show will cover topics such as unconditional love, your physical body, how to be in extraordinary relationships, create financial and emotional wealth, embracing entrepreneurship in the new earth. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kornelia Stephanie Show. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you. This is our second hour today of Stories of Hope, and I'm going to bring on our first guest right away. Donna Mazzitelli is the founder of Writing with Donna and Mary Dissonance Press. She believes that finding our voices is critical to living authentic lives. As a writing coach and editor, Donna helps writers connect to their unique core voice so they can share a message that is crafted with heart. Believing in the magic of our shared human experiences, as a publisher, she focuses on works of transformation and inspiration. Her memoir, Mosaic Heart, Pieces of an Unfinished Life, was released on Valentine's Day of 2022. Welcome to the show today, Donna.
Thank you, Kornelia. It's great to be here with you. So I'm really honored to be here.
Yes, it's so wonderful that we have the opportunity here to connect and inspire and share what it is that we're passionate about, what it is that wants to be spoken through that authentic voice, as you so well know. What
Right.
is it that you want to highlight in your own journey, and what message do you want to bring out today?
I guess first and foremost is I think we're here on the planet to bring more love into the world, to learn what love is, to learn how to love, to learn to be love to one another, and even love the hard stuff. And I think my life experience has definitely taken me through some things that it's really taught me that we can decide to go through life with fear, or we can decide to go through life with love. And I know it gets overused, but it feels like overused and maybe so simple. But yet I really do think that's the core. It's the core of what my life's about, and what I hope to model to others and to inspire to others as well.
So, what is your legacy? What is your vision? What is your desire moving forward?
Mm. Well, my memoir is part of that legacy for sure. It's the first of at least a couple of memoirs, and it really is about what went through over a 7-year period, and it going through 2 experiences of cancer, and starting out from a place of being in total fear of cancer and trying to do everything I could to control it, to control the experience, and then coming to a place where I had a second type of cancer where it was clear that I could not go about it taking time to, try and control the process, that I really had to surrender to what was happening and to surrender to how I could be healed from it. So I think that's the first story. My story is really about actually seeing cancer as a friend, and seeing cancer as a teacher, and also seeing cancer as part of me. So how can I hate and fight something that is a part of me, that really, it's a part of what my body did. And so it's like, how can I hate that? How can I fight it? How could I battle that? I had to embrace it, and I had to surrender to it, and just go through that experience. So that's the first. And then I think my publishing company is my other piece of my legacy, really helping others bring out their stories, and really inspiring people to tell their stories, because I think it's through our connection to each other that we are healed. I think it's how we're inspired to live from a place of hope and hopeful action. So I think that that is how we really bring more of that love into the world. So that to me is part of my work. And of course my children. I can't leave them out of the mix either.
How many
So
children do you have?
I have two living. I had three daughters, and I lost one daughter 3 years ago. She actually died by suicide. And so I'm still working through that. That's actually the second memoir is going to be really all about motherhood and addiction, actually.
Oh, wow.
So, and then I have twin daughters as well. So
Wow.
who are finding their way in life. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
So, well, first of all, I mean, I just want to say, I am deeply sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
And you're speaking to a person that was in the shadow of suicide my entire life until I
Mm,
was in my mid 30s,
wow.
is when I really healed that wound. Because, like I said, the shadow of that had
Mhm.
had been continuously presenting itself to me, and many times I tried, and many times I didn't succeed. And today, when I'm looking at it, what a miracle it is that I'm
Yeah.
here. But I know that, suicide is, it's a hard thing, because especially for the ones that are left behind, for the
Mm.
ones that are left behind. And what the wisdom that I received through going through my own suicidal ideation is that it's not that I really wanted to kill myself, but what I wanted to kill was the pain,
Oh, yeah.
and the pain I was feeling. And
Yep.
so, and then once I, use that experience, just like you talked about your experience with cancer. Are you cancer free today?
Yes. Yep.
So
Totally healed.
totally,
Totally healed. Yeah.
totally healed. I mean, that's huge right there. I
Yeah.
mean, right?
Absolutely.
To and all through your process of surrendering and letting go, really, like you said, not controlling it. Can you, when you were talking about that, can you tell me, like, what what would it look like when someone is trying to control?
Well, I can only speak for what it looked like for me. So
Yeah.
I went on a 4 month quest to find a way out of using Western medicine. So it was just I was going to find something else, and it just nothing worked out. Nothing eliminated the cancer. So nothing for me. Nothing worked. However, what I came to was finally having an experience, and it was actually at the Chopra Center that no longer is there, but Dr. David Simon, who is now deceased, he was there at the time heading it up, and I actually got to meet with him, and he was the one who really said to me in a way that I could finally hear it, that I really needed to look at taking an integrative approach to my treatment. And that it wasn't, I had already started to realize that it wasn't a them or us or,
Both.
once it's both. Yes, it needed to be an integration of taking the best of both worlds and bringing them together. And that was in such alignment with who I am because I'm not an you versus me kind of person anyway, us versus them. I don't try to live from that space. So that really made complete sense to me. But the control part, what I did for 4 months, I mean, it was spending money and I mean, it was crazy. It was just, I was a crazy woman just on a mission to, I was going to prove the world wrong and I was going to find some solution that was going to, to get me to a different, I needed to have a mastectomy. And so, or, well, ultimately that was it. But I needed to have surgery of some sort. Initially, I knew that I needed to have surgery, and I was just determined to try and find another way. So, yeah, so it was crazy. I mean, I was a crazy woman for sure. My family did not understand. It was very difficult, and I really kept them on the outside while I did that. I didn't let my husband into the process at all. I kept my daughters at bay. They were adolescent at the time, and so yeah, it was very tough to be that controlling. But I saw that yes, I'm capable of that. So um, that really showed it up front and center how capable I am of trying to, be in charge of everything
Wow.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Well, congratulations for being cancer free and being where
thank
you
you.
are now. The name of your memoir, An Unfinished Life, does that tell that story?
Yes, it does.
Oh,
Yes. So
wow.
yeah, actually, it takes us through the first through that whole crazy time, and
Yeah.
then kind of things that happen in the interim, and so it involves my marriage and the work I've come into that I came into during that time, and then it also takes us through the second experience and just what a different how different I was as a human being at that point, how different I was in the whole, just the whole surrendering process. And of course, what the universe presented to me, so that I had the opportunity to really do it differently. So I really look at it as it turned out to be a huge gift in my life.
And you
Yeah.
did that, and now you're giving
Yeah.
back to everyone else. So you started your
Yeah.
publishing company. I definitely think that's fantastic. I want to talk to you again at another time because I
Yeah.
have a lot of people that come through that are also part of my community in the KS Media group, where there's a lot of small business consultants, healers, coaches, people that are writing their first books. And so
Sure.
this is something that we certainly can talk about. But
I would
let's
love
tell
that.
the audience, let's tell the audience where they can get your book and where they can find you on social media.
Perfect. So my book you can get on Amazon. You can get it through Barnes and Noble, also bookshop.org, and you can also go order it at your local bookstore.
Well,
So
you have to tell them the name.
so the name is Mosaic Heart: Pieces of an Unfinished Life, and of course it's by Donna Mazzitelli.
And
And
Mhm.
go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, and then where are you on social media? Anywhere at any of the platforms or?
Yes. So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. So usually Donna Mazzatelli in most places will get you to me. And then, my business writing with Donna.com is my website where you can go. And that also links to, that's my writing and editing and coaching business, but it links to my publishing website, Mary Dissonance Press.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
that's the
Oh,
easy one.
when you see this video next week on social media, be sure to put some of your links below so
Oh,
that
I'd love
you
to.
can have an easier click through. But
Perfect.
you're a treasure to
Thank
behold,
you.
a beautiful light in the world. Thank you so much for the gifts and thank you for sharing what you did today. It was very awesome to have you here.
Thank you, Cornelia. Thank you for what you're doing in the world too, and continuing to share your light. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Okay.
We're going to take a break on the Cornelia Stephanie show. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Cornelia Stephanie show, everyone. I have my next guest here, Namugga Mable is a Ugandan accountant, humanitarian, and mental health counselor. She runs a nonprofit organization called Namugga. Mabel's foundation is that helps single mothers and vulnerable children to acquire basic needs in life. She also offers free mental health services to people that are affected by rape and drug abuse. Welcome to the show today, Mabel.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
My goodness, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you. So, where do you currently reside?
I currently reside in Uganda in a district called Wakiso, deep down in the village.
Deep down in the village. So, what time is it there now
Yes.
in Uganda?
It is 11:18. It's night, soon midnight.
So, it's midnight and you're coming on a show here. And it's here, like practically 12 hours later, and you are here. So, what is it that you're doing over there in Uganda? Talk to us about your foundation and what it is that you want us to know today.
Thank you so much, Cornelia. My foundation is called Namugga Mable Foundation in Uganda, and it's basically all about me. I started it because of the things I passed through in life, and my foundation basically deals in helping single mothers, elderly, vulnerable children, and people with mental health problems here. Yes.
So you brought with you a video. I just want to again show the audience, it's practically midnight in Uganda, and Mabel has a story to share of how she's living her life there and what she's doing in Uganda, and that is to provide support, mental health support, basic needs uh, for the people that are living in Uganda in this village that she's in. And so you brought a video with you. We're going to show that video now.
Hello, thank you for reaching out to us. My name is Namugga Mable Kitiibwa, the founder of the Namugga Mable Foundation in Uganda. That is a non-profit. Namugga Mable Foundation basically deals in helping the children that are vulnerable, single mothers, and the elderly in the society. Namugga Mable Foundation started in 2019 as just a group that was helping people, and later in 2022 it was registered officially. Namugga Mable Foundation started with 4 children that were orphans, and we started outside on a veranda with a blackboard, and our mission was to educate very many children that don't have school fees to go to school. Namugga Mable Foundation later got a place, constructed wooden structures, and we have managed to have 50 students in our school that come and access education for free. Namugga Mable Foundation also has a home that has 13 children, and we provide housing, food, education, parental love, and we also have other children in the community that we help in any way or the other. Namugga Mable Foundation also has a group of single mothers that are being catered for under our organization, and we have managed to give them skills, help them with employment opportunities, and also looking out for them in times of need, because single mothers usually pass through very many situations in life. We not only take care of single mothers and vulnerable children, but we also take a step of looking after the elderly in our community with food, medical fees, and also helping them with their mental health. We have also managed to reach out to girls in schools by educating them about period poverty, and also giving them sanitary towels in order to help them with early education. We help very many girls to stay in school and be inspired in life. However, we try out to do very many things: fight for children's rights, fight for the elderly, and for the single mothers. We cannot do this alone. We therefore ask you to also come help us in one way or the other. We shall be so humbled if you help us on this cause. Thank you so much for giving us your time and for being there and acting as a ray of sunlight to the children in Africa. Thank you so much. May God bless you. We love you.
Wow, welcome back everyone. Were you able to see that video? Because I'm not looking at it where you all are looking at it or listening to it, but that's an incredible video that you put together, Mabel. Really extraordinary.
Thank you so much.
Extraordinary work that you are doing, and really it's wow. The one thing that I would ask that you do is redo the video and take the music down, because the music is too loud and your voice is so beautiful, and I would like to hear your voice louder. and very low music. That's going to be more easier for people to read it. I mean, to hear it because of the music is too loud. There's a lot of things that I could not really understand. And so, what I want to do is when you see us marketing this video on social media next week, and we're going to tag each other, when the video goes out, then be sure to take this video that we played for the audience today and put it in the description below when you see it. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and do that. So, what is it that you want to say to our audience today? What is it that you want to ask people to do?
Basically, the reason as why I came here is that I would want to inspire somebody out there through my story. And also, you never know, somebody might start up something just like me. And to also ask for help in one way or the other, because it's been a long journey since 2019 till now. So I would want to be helped in one way or the other.
Yes, and I just want to again acknowledge you for being such a beautiful entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur, but you're also a healer and a counselor, and all the different things you're doing with your foundation that you started, and that is helping the elderly in your community, helping the children in your community, and all the things that you're doing so that the community can thrive, and having the resources and the support that you need in order to be able to provide for the basic needs, which are all our human rights on this planet, to be able to have all our basic needs met above and beyond. Mabel, are you still with me? Did we lose her, Jacob? Mabel, are you still here? Oh, okay. So yeah, were you able to make out all of the things in the video, Jacob?
I could hear bits. Towards the end, it started to get a little bit too loud with the music, but the beginning and the middle portion were okay.
Yeah, it's just towards the end. I mean, yeah, there was just a part where it was really hard to hear. One thing that we want to make sure of is, when we want to
Really fast.
inspire.
Are we? We're still live, just so you know.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect. Sorry.
I do know. No, I was just saying, we're talking here, as far as with video marketing, audio marketing, everything that we're doing to inspire the public to support us, we want to make sure that they can understand us. That's
Oh,
the point.
definitely. Yeah.
That it's easy for people, because people, nowadays, as you know, Jacob, people are, you know, uh, inundated with information in this information age. Left and right information is coming at us, and when it's hard to hear, or we can't read it, or something like that, it just gets lost.
Yeah. Which
You
is a
know,
bummer because there's so much good stuff that we want to be able to hear and understand, right?
exactly. And this woman, Mabel, what she created in her community, I mean, can you imagine being there in Uganda and you don't have even your basic needs taken care of?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine. We do have her coming back in now.
We do? Okay, good. Then maybe she can share with us her social media links before we close out the show.
Yeah. We've got about a minute and a half when she comes back.
Okay, great. Mabel, there you are again.
Yes, I don't know if the network issue is soon crying.
Oh, I want to be able to share with the audience. We just have a few short minutes left with you. Can you share with our audience where people can find you on social media?
People in the audience can find me on my LinkedIn. The username is Namugga Mable Kitiibwa, and on Facebook, Namugga Mable Kitiibwa. And I'm having a problem with my website. It was hacked, so it's down. I'm trying so very many minutes to get it back, but it will be back if God wishes.
Yes. And so I just want to again reiterate, when you and I are marketing this video, this segment on social media next week, on Instagram, because even on LinkedIn, that's what I meant to say. Even on LinkedIn, when we put the video underneath it, that you share there your social media links where people can look you up. Because again,
Okay.
we want to make sure that it's clear and easy. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. We're going to, send this to as many people. It's going out to 50 plus media outlets, and we're sending it to as many people as we can. I want to thank you for coming on the show, and I wish you many, many blessings on your journey and all the people that you're supporting and helping.
Thank you so much, and thank you for giving me the opportunity. Person like me, I didn't even know that I would reach this far, but it is a blessing that you've given me this opportunity. So thank you so much. I'm so humbled.
Oh, many blessings to you. And thank you so much for what you're doing for your people, the people in your village there, supporting them to have a good life, to eat and have the basic needs provided and have the mental care that you're helping them with, and also the elderly. Thank you, Mabel. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on the show. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Kornelia Stephanie Show. It's an honor and a pleasure to bring you the stories of hope and also bring all these amazing people from around the world, like we just had with the previous guests that we had on. It's just incredible to listen to their stories and the challenges that they have overcome. And that's what this is really all about, is to support each other as we rise higher in our vibration and become our truest, most authentic self, and supporting each other to thrive in our environments. So, one of the ways that we're doing this is in our group, the KS Media Group app. So, this app is, you can download it at the App Store, at the Google Store. When you download KS Media Group, you're going to download it and you're going to create your free account. And that's going to give you access to the world's best leading influencers, practitioners, small business consultants, coaches, healers, the people that are experts in their field. And they're all here to help you create a better life. One of the most exciting new beginnings that I'm rolling out in the app, as I'm the founder of this beautiful community, is that I'm rolling out the Beloved 7 Day Experience. And that means 7 days a week, you have access to all of the coaches, the people that I was just talking about, the healers, the practitioners, the small business consultants, 7 days a week at different times. So it's basically like the 7 days is like a menu, like a schedule. When you download the app, on the home page, all the different times are available, what each event speaker or practitioner or healer or coach or business consultant is offering you. And best of all, they're free. And best of all, they're only 10 minutes long each day. So you can go download the app from the App Store, KS Media Group uh, app, and create your free account. And then what's going to happen when you get access to everything, there's a directory too where there's podcasts listed, articles, all kinds of ways that you can support yourself in making your life better in all categories. But I just want to tell you a little bit of the schedule. So, what you can expect. So, on Mondays, we have Stuck to Unstoppable with Peggy Bell, event speaker. On Tuesdays, we have Peaceful You Daily with Julie DeLuca Collins. On Tuesday, we have Focused Exercise with Dr. Karin Lubin. On Tuesday, we have the Confidence Zone with confidence coach Susan Axelrod. On Wednesday, we have Evolve Your Business with Antonina Minev. On Thursday, we have Living Wisdom with Mina Puri. On Thursday, we have Be Your Authentic Self with Annie McKinnon. On Friday, again, we have Peaceful You Daily with Julie DeLuca Collins. And on Saturday, we have Conscious Parenting with Dr. Bob Saul. So every day of the week, you have a practitioner on demand, 10 minutes a day, and there's a link there for you to connect with them directly on social media through the app only. It's exclusive. So wonderful way for you to really feel inspired and make it easy for yourself to be able to connect with the people that are influencing you in today's world and get to know them better too. So, super excited about that. Now, we're going to introduce you to our next guest, and that is Kara Laws. She is an incredible business educator. She has been an entrepreneur for 15 years, and Kara has built and sold multiple businesses, trained hundreds of business owners, and personally guided businesses through the systems and hiring procedures that got them through COVID. Kara's clients range from startups to $1 million companies, restaurant owners, photographers, coaches, event producers, manufacturing, and tourism based business have worked closely with Kara. Her business launch was created to help women with the twinkle of entrepreneurship launch their businesses on solid footing while gaining clear understanding of business management and growth. Her processes, spreadsheets, and unique way of teaching has helped hundreds of businesses set their focus to know the next steps and reach their goals. Wow, that's pretty incredible. Welcome to the show today, Carol Laws.
Thank you for having me.
So, what are you doing now? What does a day and a life look like in your world? What are you busy doing now?
In this very second, I am painting while I settle all my nerves. It's been a long week. But what I do right now is I have like a 6-month program to help women start their businesses, and I am teaching them the foundation of business ownership and management and helping them avoid tons of costly mistakes and problems and issues along the way.
So, what got you started to be this type of an entrepreneur that helps women with their businesses? You obviously started yours, but what got you started here?
It was kind of an accident, actually. I had paid for a business management program, almost like a super expensive one, like almost $100,000. I was my second year into it. I was just working my butt off as hard as I could, and the CEO and the COO of that company pulled me out of a training and said, "Hey, we want to contract with you for you to start teaching our business owners." And it totally blew me away. I had no idea that I could do something like that. That seemed so beyond me at that time. And anyway, so I took the contract and I started doing these 3-day retreats with them and teaching their business owners and um, doing all that kind of stuff. And then just from there, I've started teaching for like Utah State University, the Women's Business Center, the Small Business Development Centers, the SBA, et cetera. And then I decided I wanted to start. I just kept hearing back from these women that there wasn't a place to go to just step 1, step 2, step 3. It's like so-and-so teaches marketing, so-and-so teaches branding. And I'm all, oh, we can throw that together. So I worked with them to really build a solid system to help give women every step along the way so it's not confusing and conflicting and unknown.
So, when you say I worked with them, so you did that then, are you working now still with them or are you working for yourself now?
I am working just for myself now. I still teach, like, the Women's Business Center still hires me again as a contractor. So like my business is launched and then they'll hire me to come in and like teach some of their business owners.
Oh, okay.
Right. And so like the small business development centers will do the same, all of that type of thing.
Good. That's a slice in your pie. That's an income
Exactly.
slice in your pie, right? And that keeps
Yeah.
you really looking at the need of the people, what they need and what they want, and to really, get better at your skill set too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So, what does your system look like? So, your program, is it a 3-month program? Is it a 6-month program?
It is a 6-month program. And I learned as I was teaching all of these women and we're working on their things and the things that we kept coming up against is they were growing one part of their business and not growing other parts of their business, right? So like their marketing would be really good, but their systems were poor. And so they couldn't keep up with the business they were getting. Or they had really great systems and marketing were going okay. So they're getting people in, but their financials have never even been looked at. So they're losing money and they have no idea. So this is a 6-month system. We go talk about branding, marketing, online presence, systems, collaboration, and finance. And then we just keep building kind of like this to build businesses up. So we're avoiding a lot of the issues that come with building one part and forgetting about all the other pieces, which is what a lot of us do.
Yeah. And I'm sure you've learned, uh,
Yeah.
you've learned with all your experience and everything that you've done. Yeah, that's really good. I like the 6-month program. Does your 6-month program also cost $100,000?
Not even close. No, my 6-month program is about $90 a month.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, it's all online. It's we pace them through it. So I have like some other coaches and stuff. We kind of pace them through it, but it's all recorded online programs. So they get in and watch the videos and do the work. And then we do a group coaching call once a month. So it's not a ton of strain on me. I can still take my one-on-one coaching clients, but I'm also giving them all the steps they need to start building.
That's really, really great. I think
I love it.
that's so helpful nowadays is to have all the things in place. And that's such a good price. And like you said, it's not that you have to be with everyone. They're going to go through all of their
Mhm.
modules and then they can come on a group coaching call and get support. So you have
Yeah.
one-on-one clients, and what do you do with your one-on-one clients?
So my one-on-one clients are just people who want to move a little faster, might have more questions about stuff. So I have clients who are building schools. I have clients who are building big manufacturing businesses, restaurants, that kind of stuff. So if they're like, I need help figuring out my systems, I need help pushing this further faster, we do a lot of that.
Okay.
Moving
So
quicker.
do you have a team?
I do have a team. It's not super big right now. I think there's 5 of us right now, but I do have a team that helps. They manage the Facebook group and answering questions in there, doing my scheduling, all of that kind of stuff.
Right. So that you can just show up and do what it is that you do, right?
Exactly, exactly.
And you've learned that too, because I'm sure that you've also been on the other end of that where you're just like doing a lot of things yourself
Yes.
and you discover, oh,
Yeah,
that really doesn't work well.
exactly. So I try to exactly what you said. I try to have people do all of the things that I don't have to do so I can show up and do the things that I'm best at and I can bring on more people and that type of thing.
So how do you bring on more people?
So as we keep going, I want to bring on more coaches. This is only the first year that I've done the online training program,
Okay.
right? The Launch My Business Academy is what it's called. And I want to be able to bring on more coaches for those groups as they grow so that they can do some of the monthly coaching. They can be in like our Facebook group, getting feedback, that type of thing. And so we have a couple people lined up for that. They have to go through the course first to make sure we're all teaching the same stuff. But yeah, I want more coaches so they can help grow and teach and help people do better.
Yeah, well, definitely want to collaborate with you again on an aside because I have a whole community of coaches, and I don't know if
Perfect.
you're looking for people but I certainly see that what you're doing would also benefit my community as well. So definitely
Cool.
want to have another conversation with you outside of the podcast today, outside of the coin.
Perfect. Yeah,
So
perfect.
you said when we started today that you're painting
Yes.
right now and on your desk.
Yeah. Well, I put it down just to talk to you, but yeah, it's nothing fancy. This is mental health painting. It goes well with your stuff, right? Like the one on the side, I do this every week. There's a woman that teaches me this kind of stuff. And it's just like how your brain processes things, the thoughts that we have, the good thoughts, the bad thoughts, how to help manage them and know what's going on. So if I feel nervous about something I'm painting, it gives me something to do with my hands.
That's really good. And I think that's a really important piece for people to hear today, especially in these days and times when there's a lot, our nervous systems are so ramped up all over the
Yeah.
place. There's big changes happening for all of us. And, we're all affected by it. And what can we do to calm our nervous system, right?
Mhm.
Painting, dancing, yoga, walking,
For sure.
nature, all the things, right? So I had another question for you. Like you said earlier, it's been a tough week. What is the tough week?
What is the tough week? Oh, it's kind of been a tough month. My family is building onto our house. It's a tiny house. It was built 100 years ago, and we decided to put in a big garage and just some other stuff for us to kind of expand our living space. And it's pushed me out of my office because it's right up against the construction zone. So I'm like in a little Airbnb that my mom owns. We're relaunching my programs. Like it's open for enrollment right now, the Launch Your Business Academy. That's just a lot of work. Just stuff like that. Nothing like super dramatic or horrible at all. It's just, sometimes life gets really overwhelming and really busy. And
Well, and then, especially when you're trying to work and
mhm.
bring in income and do all the things, and your brand is involved, your programs are involved, the way that you show up for people is involved. And when the office is, going through things, right, where you're like,
Yeah,
when you're, that definitely affects things. I
for
was
sure.
without internet for 2 days early on in the week, and we had a difficult time with getting it, running again. uh, but it was interesting because what that brought up for me throughout that time, I mean, there was no reason, because everything is fine. We have beautiful weather. There was no reason to not have the internet, but something blew it out or whatever, so no way of knowing. But I know that all the things that it brought up for me, having my business online and doing all the things that I do online, not having internet, I had a hotspot, but the hotspot is only good for a certain time, right? So
Yeah.
it was just very, you know, distracting, and just
Hmm.
it's just taking much more, like, wow, do I have the bandwidth here to sit and deal with this? Where's the tech?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I have little kids at home too, so not having an office means that I'm working amongst them, which doesn't really work. Just stuff like that, and it's just funny how quickly you can get overwhelmed and kind of crazy about your life and feeling a little out of touch or out of control with it. So it's been a little bit of a journey, but
But
we'll
you've got your
grow,
painting, and
and it helps.
you've got your focus for your programs that are coming out. What is the
Mhm.
one thing that you see a lot of, the entrepreneurs do, like women that are just starting out in their businesses? Where do you see the hold up for, where do you see the growth that needs to happen for them? Where do you see that?
One of the biggest things I have to, like a myth, I guess, that I have to bust, or something I really have to work hard with them on, is that it's okay for them to screw up. I have a lot of people stalled, a lot of women stalled because they're like, but what if it's wrong? Or I can't because I can't fail at this. I can't let people down. And I'm like, it's totally fine. You don't, it's not going to be perfect. You are going to screw it up. It is going to look silly. It is going to be dumb the first time. It doesn't matter. It's totally okay for us to be imperfect and make mistakes and screw things up and have a weird week. Like it's totally okay. That is one of the biggest things I see holding these women back, is just this fear of not doing it right.
Okay, so the wanting to have everything perfect, because otherwise they're going to judge themselves, or they're going to get judged, or they feel like,
Mhm.
that it's the one thing that's going to, that people are going to see and remember, when it's really not about that. It's about them taking the action to do it. And sometimes it's not perfect, but we showed up, didn't we?
Exactly. Yeah. And if we have something bad, let's say you send out a series of really not great emails, you can edit bad, but you can't edit a blank page. So, like, we can come through and we can edit it and make it better. But if there's nothing there, we're still just starting at the beginning. And so, we spend a lot of time talking about how, like, the world is exactly the same before you make a mistake and after you make a mistake. Like, it's totally okay. And we're just going to move forward instead of feeling stuck.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. The other thing, do you also find, which this is something that I find, is that, you mentioned the word earlier, the financial piece. that the women don't really look at the money in the way of like having that also as a priority while they are getting the brand right, getting the marketing right, but they're having that financial piece as a priority. That piece is still on the bottom of the list.
Yeah, I see a lot of women who are like, I'm not in this for the money. And I'm like, please be in it for the money. And and some that are like, we'll get there, or I feel bad charging people. We just had a lesson about that last night. It's
That's
okay to
what I
charge
mean.
people.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. It's, again, I'm not in it for the money, really.
Be in it for the money.
Because be in it for the money, because my previous guest that we just had on, she's trying to provide basic needs for the village in Uganda. So when the person's in for the money, you have the money to donate to causes like
Yes.
that. That's
Mhm.
just one thing. If it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And your mental health matters, your family finances matter, all of those things. And if you're just slave laboring yourself essentially and just giving and giving and giving, you're going to run out of everything. You're going to run out of capacity to take all of that on.
I think that a lot of women still have programming that money is the root of all evil, and that
Sure.
they shouldn't be successful, and take ownership on their income, in their prosperity, and even claiming it and owning it, and wanting to build a successful business, right? So Kara, you are awesome. I really like everything you're up to. I like your energy. Look forward to talk to you again. Let's tell the audience your social media handles.
Oh, so it's just launched biz at launched biz everywhere.
That's clear branding.
Super easy. Super easy.
Launched biz
Mhm.
everywhere. Good. What do you want to leave us with?
If you are starting a business, if you're having a hard time knowing the next steps to take, I do have a free business checklist on my website, which is just mylaunched.com. And they can all go download that. It's intensely thorough of everything you need to do to get started.
That's really good. And I really appreciate you doing this work. I'm so glad that you're out there doing this work, helping women build their businesses so that we can all thrive, because we know what happens when women have money, when women are supported, when women feel supportive, we get
I agree.
good. Good. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, everybody, for listening and tuning into the show. Thank you, Jacob, for you coming back from vacation and being here producing all of us. And we'll see you again next time, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend.
You've been listening to the Kornelia Stephanie Show, Wake Up to Love, your call to action. Tune in each week on Transformation Talk Radio. Kornelia's joy is to engage others in practical ways, showing us how to live in the new earth in harmony with our true nature. For more information on Kornelia and her extraordinary work, or to listen to past shows, go to her website at korneliastephanie.com.